Hello, and welcome to this guided activity helping us get clarity on what truly matters. For this activity today, you'll need a blank sheet of paper or the worksheet provided, and then you'll need something to write with. Once you have that, go ahead and put it to the side and take a deep breath. To do that again, take another full deep breath. Let your body soften and release any tension or tightness that you're holding. And do that again, another really full deep breath. And before we start writing, we'll start with reflecting. I invite you to begin reflecting on how having clarity impacts your life. Why does it matter that you have clarity on what truly matters for you? How does you having clarity impact how you show up, how you live, how you lead, the choices that you make? What is important about you making this time right now to get clarity, or perhaps to reaffirm the things that you already are doing, or maybe why it's important for you to reaffirm the things that you're already doing or the things that you're already prioritizing. Mm. One more deep breath here. And now let's dive in. On your sheet of paper, we're going to make 4 boxes to take up the whole page. So we'll draw a line from top to bottom in the middle. Then we'll draw a line from side to side in the middle so that you have 4 quadrants on this paper. From there, we're going to write some words. So I'll give you 1 word for each block. Write it small enough so that you have space to fill in each section. The first block, the top left-hand side, write the word values. Values, values, values. The top right-hand side, write the word joys, joys, joys. And then bottom left-hand side, write the word strengths, strengths, strengths. And then bottom right-hand side, needs, needs, needs. Okay, so we have our 4 blocks: values, joys, strengths, and needs. Now take a deep breath. We're going to start filling in values. You'll have time to go back and add to each of the areas. So don't worry about trying to make it perfect or trying to get a certain amount. Right now, we're just focusing on values. And I invite you to start thinking about, what are your values? Start writing in words, whatever comes up for you. You don't need to overthink it or overanalyze it or worry if it's right or perfect. Write down whatever comes up for you. What do you value? What is important for you? Writing some things out here. What are your priorities, principles, experiences that feel most important for you? What are your values? What feels non-negotiable in how you live and lead? Maybe what are qualities that you admire in yourself or others? Maybe what allows you to feel most like yourself when it's present? Take a few more moments here. What do you value? And then take a deep breath. We're going to go to the next section, the top right, joys. What is it that brings you joy? What is it that energizes you? You might find that the same word could be in 2 sections or 3 sections or all 4 sections. If so, write it again. Maybe you value family and your family also brings you joy. Maybe you value being out in nature. Being out in nature also brings you joy. I'm just giving examples. Write out whatever comes up for you. What is it that brings you joy? Activities or environments or moments? What do you look forward to? What allows you to lose track of time, but in a good way? What makes you feel more present, more connected, more hopeful? And sometimes we have to think back to what were those things? Because sometimes the things that bring us joy aren't the things that we're currently doing. So sometimes we have to think back to things in the past. What brings you joy? What energizes you? We'll take a few more moments here. And then if something else pops up for you that you're like, oh, yeah, that's also something I value, go ahead and write it into that section as well. All right, big deep breath. If more things come up for you later, go ahead and add it. For right now, let's move on to strengths. What are your natural strengths? These are the qualities or the skills or the ways of being that you just naturally bring into spaces. Sometimes we don't even realize the value. What do you consider your strengths? What have other people shared with you as a strength? Perhaps what feels relatively easy for you that might be harder for others? When you're at your best, how do you show up? So, again, maybe a word or some words from the first 2 sections will show up again here. And if another idea pops up for you for value section or joys section, go ahead and write it in. We'll take a few more moments here in this strengths section. And then take a deep breath, finishing up wherever you are, and then moving on to needs. What do you need to thrive? What do you need in order to feel your best and perform your best? What do you need to feel safe and grounded? What do you need in order to show up in the way that you want to show up for yourself and others? What do you need in order to feel your best and think your best and lead your best? We'll take a little longer here, writing out whatever comes up for you. Remember, you can also add into any of the other areas if anything pops up for you now. And let's take one more moment here. So you can always come back and add to this list if other things come up for you later. Right now, take a deep breath and read it back over. Read back over what you've written and notice if there are any patterns that show up for you. Notice how your values and joys and strengths and needs support each other or are connected. Reflect on how you currently live and lead, how you currently show up in the world. How aligned is it with the things that you've written down? How aligned is your current life with your values, your joys, your strengths, and your needs? So, this activity is all about clarity. It's helping us bring things to the surface. Right now, there's nothing that you need to fix or change in your life, but it's an opportunity for you to be more mindful, to be more curious with yourself as you reflect on the choices that you're making, the things that you're saying yes to, the things you're saying no to. So I hope that this was valuable for you so that you could have a little bit more clarity. And remember, you can keep the sheet, add to it, or maybe take a picture of it and have it someplace handy so that you can look back on it. It's easy for us to get distracted by all the other things going on in life. So it's important for us to be able to come back to these moments where we can just sit and be with ourselves and get clarity. So thank you so much for joining in this activity, focusing on our values, joys, strengths, and needs. Feel free to drop a comment if there was anything that stood out to you, anything that felt really important for you to acknowledge. And I hope you have an amazing day. Please continue going out there in the world, making a positive impact, taking care of others, and make sure you're taking care of yourself along the way. Thanks for being here. Bye.